Today we are going to be making apple pumpkin spice spread. This is really good, and I was playing around with the ingredients. You guys are going to have to try this one. So first we're going to have to get our pumpkin ready. The best pumpkin for this is the pie pumpkins, the little baby ones, but they cost as much as a big one, so I wasn't going to do that. So we're going to take the seeds, and that's a good thing about the bigger pumpkins. You get a lot more seeds. You guys know what I did with them. Made some more of those seeds, roasted seeds that are really good. I'm just going to put some oil on them. Any oil will work. Just going to put them in the oven and roast it so it can get soft. And then I can slip off the skins. I showed that in another video. Once that's ready, I'm going to get some unsalted butter. If you use salted butter, just don't use salt in the recipe. So I'm just going to start off with little bits of the butter, mixing it with my liquid sweetener, which I'm using a little bit of leftover agave and mostly honey. Honey is going to be the best option. Maple syrup will probably be the second, and then the agave. But all will work well. I just really like the flavor that the first two would give this, especially when you have the other spices in there. So as I said, I'm using a little bit at a time. If you soften your butter, you can put it all in at once, but I didn't, and so this is what I'm doing here. You see that I'm adding more and more, and then once that gets nice and incorporated, I'm adding in pumpkin spice. Then next I'll be adding in the salt, eggs. If you're vegan, you could make flax eggs and they should work fine. And then the applesauce. To get a little bit extra in there, there's no need to worry, it's all good. And the applesauce gives it extra sweetness as well. And you mix in the pumpkin. Now, if you use pumpkin puree from a can, it'll come out smoother, but mine is going to have chunks because of the way that I cooked it and then just scooped it out. I didn't blend it. Then I'm just adding in flour here. And I'm going to get that nice and mixed up. You want to make sure, if you're doing this by hand or with a hand mixer or a stand mixer, just make sure that you get all the bits around the edge and make sure everything is incorporated. So I'm just mixing that in right here. And then last but not least, you add in the leavening agent. And I'm just going to fold that in. Whenever you use baking powder, baking soda, you want to make sure you don't over mix because you want them to be able to work efficiently. So I'm just folding it in here, and I'm not using any kind of mixer here. I'm just using my hands, and I'm going to get all the bits around the side as well. I made a double recipe, but you don't have to. But I'm just going to put them into my silicone pans. I just really like the silicone pans. They come out very easy, and they're much easier to clean. And after a while, the other pans will have things that stick to it or start getting worn, but I don't find that as an issue. Even when things get stuck on the sides, you can just literally peel it off. And this is what they look like. And you'll know once it starts separating that it's done. So I went ahead and took one of them out and just sliced it. And you want to do this, unlike me, when it has cooled down, because it'll just be a little bit more crumbly. But I just always like to eat it when it's fresh. So you have to sacrifice a little bit. Wanted to give you guys some of the shots. If you use pumpkin puree, you won't have any bits of pumpkin like I had in there. I love the little look of the swirls and everything, but it is really good. The spice really works. If you guys don't like cinnamon, you might use a little bit less, but it was delicious. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Every week I'll upload videos on cooking or canning, gardening, and storage or prepping ideas. If that interests you, stay tuned. A little bit about my family. We are on a little less than 1/4 of an acre. It's on 7B near Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a stay-at-home Christian mother, doing what I can with the gardening, preserving, raising animals to try to feed our family, and I bring you along with me. So I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.